Good afternoon, all. I welcome you all to the 7-day webinar on Revised Assessment and Accreditation on NAAC Changes and Challenges, organized by Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College in association with NAAC. The event is initiated by IQAC. Today is day 7 and concluding day, and our resource person is Dr. D. Raja Jebasingh, Vice Principal, St. Joseph's College, Bengaluru. I now request Dr. Padma C., Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you, Smita ma'am. Welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome Day 7 webinar resource person, Dr. D. Raja Jebasingh. Dr. D. Raja Jebasingh, Associate Professor and Vice Principal at St. Joseph College of Commerce, Autonomous, Bengaluru. He is a former Assistant Director, Research at SJCC Research Center. He, more, he has more than 17 years of wide-ranging experience in teaching and research. His research and teaching area includes human resource management, organization behavior, and research methods. He also co-authored books on organization behavior, human resource development, climate, and research methodology, and tourism marketing. He is also the editor of SJCC Management Research Review Journal, published by St. Joseph College of Commerce and formally approved and listed by UGC. He is active member in IQAC NAAC Steering Committee at SJCC. Recognized as a PhD research guide in Bengaluru University in the subject of commerce. He had delivered lecture in national and international conferences and seminars. He regularly organized the national and international conferences, FTPs, and workshops. He is an editorial board member of various national and international journals. He is also active as an active member in various professional and academic membership like Academic Council Secretary, UGC Nodal Officer, Member, Internal Quality Assessment Cell SJCC, Member Research Advisory Committee SJCC, and NPTEL SJCC Local Chapter Coordinator. Review Board, Scientific Committee member, national and international journals and conference. And he is a life member, All India Commerce Association. We welcoming you, sir, for today's session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your introduction. Thank you so much. If you could stop sharing your screen. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Give me a few minutes time. I will share my PPT. Hope my PPT is visible. Anyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you so much for your introduction, Professor Padma ma'am. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate SSMRV College to initiate this wonderful conducting of this wonderful seminar on revised accreditation framework, specifically for colleges, autonomous, non-autonomous colleges, even autonomous colleges also. I congratulate to all the members of the organizing team and chairperson of the team and college management to initiate this particular uh, conducting this particular event. Uh, I have I have two important point to share today's my presentation. First part, I will be giving a kind of overview, not an overview, just glimpses of important points pertaining to NAAC, specifically accreditation is concerned, as far as concerned with higher education institution is concerned, specifically in terms of affiliated colleges and autonomous colleges is concerned. First part, I'll just give you two three important points, focus point, why the accreditation process, all those things, what is the important parameters, what is the important process in which this accreditation process is involved. First point. Second focal point, I will be giving more kind of insight. I was told to share my experience, real experience, real life. That's what they mentioned in the browser or browser also, real life experience. I will share my real life experience, how our college journey started, specifically our preparation of NAC, preparedness for our NAC fourth cycle. We have completed fourth cycle, and by God's grace, we got A plus grade, 3.57 out of 4 CGPA. So I will be sharing more of what are the preparedness of institutions specifically to face PTA, so peer team visit, PTV, on-site visit. What are the focus point? What are the area you have to focus? How to focus it? All those things, nitty-gritty in terms of documentation, valid DVV, how to approach DVV, how to train your faculty members. All those things I will be sharing in the second part of my presentation is concerned. And I would love to take a lot of questions specifically from the audience. I can give my insight input as a learning experience, as a peer team, not a peer team member, a steering committee member, to steer the entire process of SSR preparation and prayer team visit, on-site visit. Also, I was involved from from the beginning to end. I know how to. I know more or less. I know. I'm not mastery in this as far as concerned with my knowledge is concerned. I know where are the possibilities where normally institution lagging. So how to improvise those area? I can give some input insight on that. Right. Moving to the first part of my presentation, this particular concept, NAC, and the accreditation, assessment and accreditation, in the current scenario, in the present scenario of higher education field, higher education institution is concerned, it is very important, to survive in the higher education market, you have to keep our what do you call, mm, mm, benchmark. That's what I can say. Our benchmark, our recognition, always on top. Always it should be on top layer, it should be on top level. Our flag should fly in always top, for which these type of accreditation, assessment accreditation, NAAC, NIRF, NBA, and some of the management institution, they have to go for National Board of Accreditation. So these what do you call, assessment agencies ranking by the assessment agencies, approval from the assessment agencies is very important nowadays in as far as concerned with the current present scenario of our higher education is concerned. That's what even NEP also speaks about quality and sustainability. Creating benchmark how our institutions stand out among 1,000 colleges, among 1,000 standalone institution in India, maybe in your own state, in your own region, in your own geographical location. So how, what is the best practices, how this particular institute X or Y institute always stand out among the institution. So maybe there is something new, there is some quality benchmark, some quality standard set, they set always, they set some standard quality standards. That quality standard become a practice, always in an higher education institution. Always you have to create, you have to set a benchmark for your institution. When I say the benchmark is not a, over the period of time, this over the period of time you have to develop the benchmark, not a one fine day you want to create the benchmark. One fine day you wake up and you want to set a benchmark, or you want to create a, what you want to stand out uh, uh, among the 1,000 institution in India, or probably in your locality. No. So over the period of time you have to create a kind of ecosystem in your organization. You have to create a kind of what you call benchmark, best practices in your institution. That particular best practices become a quality benchmark for your institution. That's what even NAAC also expects. How our institution, your institution is distinct from other colleges, other higher education institution. Be it maybe when I say the distinctiveness, or maybe benchmark, or the best benchmark as best practices, it could be from the research point of view, it could be from pedagogical point of view, it could be from learning perspective, it could be from infrastructure, it could be from what you call learning support system, infrastructure development, IPR, intellectual property right, any field for that matter. Always you have to develop a kind of framework. Always you have to develop a kind of effective framework for your institution to become a what do you call to stand out among the institution. For is very important. That's what you will normally get the recognition. You will get a brand image. You will develop a brand name, brand image of the institution. So that's very important. That's a very important concept of survival to fittest in the current situation, in the current higher education sector. You have to do something. You have to come up with the new best practices. You come up with the developing ecosystem to survive in the market. That's very important. One, recognition, creating recognition, developing brand image, developing brand entity for your for your institution. That's very important. How you can, as an institution, as a IQAC coordinator, as a principal, as a HOD, as a faculty members, this process, not a one single, it's not a one man process, it's not a one man activity. It's a kind of collective process from entire institution has to work towards to achieve the benchmark, to achieve the best practices. So as far as concerned, when the implementation process is very important. So what are the implementation? When I say implementation process, probably you have to identify the identify, and also you have to understand the process. Let's say, suppose I want to become, suppose X or Y institution want to figure out or want to stand out among the 10 among 1,000 institution in Karnataka, or in maybe Madhya Pradesh, or maybe other within your within the geographical location of your institute, your state. You understand the need, you understand the where you are lagging. You understand the concept. That's what normally we call it the SWOT analysis. Even for AAA, normally in the institution point of view, you know the importance of AAA, assessment, sorry, academic administrative audit, AAA. That is very important. The through AAA administrative audit, through academic and administrative audit, you can able to understand where you are standing. What is the lacuna, what is the gap in that quality benchmark, why you are not able to create quality benchmark, why this institution not able to stand out among the 1,000 institutions. Why the institution not able to come out, figure out NIR of 1,100 ranks? Why you're not able to come out the 100 within the 100 band? So you, as an institution, you have to create, you have to understand the necessity to, and also to understand the gap. What is the gap? What is the reality? What is the gap? How to fill the gap, specifically in terms of quality is concerned, specifically in terms of the benchmark is concerned, specifically to develop your infrastructure, even for infrastructure, developing infrastructure, pedagogical changes in the pedagogical pattern, research, publications, and infrastructure development, infrastructure augmentation in a different layers. Sports also taking care of the students' amenities, student satisfaction. Every aspect you have to understand. Then methodologically, you have to develop a framework. As an IQAC coordinator, as a dean of academics, you methodologically you have to frame your you have to develop a framework to, how to achieve this. Maybe when you to achieve this process, to achieve this the required benchmark or ecosystem, maybe you can classify it long term and short term. Probably sometime you may be able to achieve this benchmark within the time frame or within short span of times, or maybe it takes a lot of time to achieve the long term goal. Methodologically you have to prepare, methodologically identify your course of action. A framework has to be identified, and concisely how you are going to achieve this process, how you are going to achieve this process. Concisely you have to work around to achieve this process. And even to achieve this process accurately, or to identify where, what is the position of your organization, what is the position of your, faculty publication, what is the position of your patent rights, what is the position of your research funding, what is the position of the innovativeness or pedagogical innovation, evaluation, reforms in the examination pattern, reforms in the curriculum design and development. Concisely and accurately you have to develop it. So this one layer, you have to develop a brand image to recognize, to create a brand, build to create a brand image among the different stakeholders. And implementation process also you have to identify, understand, concise, methodologically develop, concise it, and accurately you have to come up with the plan of action. Then there are prerequisite also, strategic plan you have to do. We call it as IDP, institution development plan. So what is the institution develop? What is the strategic plan for your institution after your fourth cycle, after your third cycle of your third cycle of your NAAC assessment accreditation? So, but you have to develop a strategic plan. Institution development plan has to be identified. These are the prerequisite, I can say. It's a prerequisite to achieve, to create an ecosystem in the organization, to create an ecosystem within the department or within the institution. Plan systematically, strategic plan, IDP, institutional development plan. When I say the institution development plan, maybe short-term development or long-term institutional development. Achievable plan you have to develop, and achievable, not in just black and white, not in black and white paper, not when you plan your development, it should be achievable. As some of the commerce professors are here, the plan should be achievable within the short period of time. Let's say, suppose you are offering only 3 undergraduate program or 5 undergraduate program. Next cycle, before next cycle, post accreditation period, what is your improvement? What is your quality improvement? What is the quality improvement? You have to compare the first cycle and second cycle, and when you go for the third cycle, you have to compensate the gap. Strategic plan. Then only the institution become a bench. Then only you can create a benchmark. Then only you can create a benchmark. Then only you can able to stand out in among the institution. That is evidently you can see the changes in the changes in the process flow of your accreditation, process flow of your what you call quality benchmark. That is very important aspects of NAC as quality benchmark is concerned. So as far as concerned with this, the entire process of quality benchmark or maybe ecosystem, specifically in the academic you have to create academic ecosystem in the organ in the institution. When I say the ecosystem, probably academic ecosystem, research ecosystem. When I say the academic ecosystem, pedagogical pattern, changes in the pedagogical pattern, or probably changes in the curriculum, design and development of your curriculum, or design and development of assessment pattern, evaluation pattern. So you have to develop a two-layer approach in the academic ecosystem and as well as research ecosystem. When I say the research ecosystem, probably you have to come up with the academic research. Uh, the fundamental process of academic research is the innovative ideas. How you are going to create innovative ideas within your institution. That is the benchmark for your institute. That is the ecosystem that you are developing. That is the signal that you are sending. That is the communication that you are going to send out the different stakeholders. So the academic research system is a kind of what you can building knowledge and facilitating learning new experience. So create a kind of research ecosystem within the organization. Specifically, after NEP, National Education Policy, they contribute more on innovativeness, technological innovation, evaluation, innovation in the evaluation, reforms in the examination pattern, testing pattern, and even for innovation in the IPR, intellectual property right, publication, everything you have to plan and strategically develop this process. That is the best way of developing, the best way of creating research ecosystem in the organization, for which you have to identify your research collaborators. Always nowadays, without collaboration, without a proper alliance with other institutions, nowadays it's very difficult to survive in the higher education field is concerned. So that's a very important aspects of what you call research, what you call first process of NAS, what you call assessment accreditation process is concerned. So as far as concerned with this particular this entire process flow of organization, process flow of assessment and accreditation, creating institutional identity. So this process develop a kind of creating institutional identity, distinctness among the institution. That's what I want to communicate in this platform. One, okay. The second point I want to give you, why this assessment is important. That's the reason why I want to give this input. Second, as I mentioned in the beginning earlier, I want to move on to my learning experience. This is very important. As a steering committee member for the two NAC assessment cycle, consecutively I was part of two assessment, two cycle, third cycle and fourth cycle. I was part of the NAC peer team, NAC peer team visit, specifically designing, drafting SSR, self study report, IIQA, extended report preparation of IIQA. Every layer I was I was part of the institution, specifically to prepare the institution for NAC. Yes, as far as concerned with my real life experience, I want to give you a kind of how our institution, how our college got, how our institution prepared, as far as concerned with to face the peer team visit. We classified our preparation process in three layers. One is preparation of SSR, first layer. The second layer, preparation of pre-preparation for the peer team visit, and the second aspect, post preparation of a peer team visit, PTV. Three layers we have worked out. Even this process worked out very well, and we have achieved also. So what we have done is, as far as concerned with our preparedness for our institution to face PTV, peer team visit, Normally it begins from preparation of our institution to achieve what you call SSR, to drafting the self-study report. That is the very important document that is speaks volume about your institution. As a peer, as a steering committee member, I know the pain, I know the sleepless night to draft SSR, not just to drafting the SSR, sleepless night, but also collecting evidence from the different departments. That create, that takes a lot of time. That takes away a lot of our energy to collect pillar, to go pillar to post, collect the data, storing the data, and sequentially ordering the data. You have to check whether this data is appropriateness. If the data is not appropriate to that particular matrix, and you have to support some more data to some more additional information to support to justify your answer. So every layer, preparation of SSR needs a lot of time, lot of brainstorming is very important. Okay, be it first cycle or second cycle or third cycle, every level, there are expectation. Every level there are, even if the institution is preparing, maybe your institution is preparing for the first cycle or second cycle, if it is first cycle, there are different benchmark, there are different level of expectation, benchmark, expected benchmark from the peer team members, PTV members. If it is second cycle, third cycle, there is a, they expect huge, expectation is huge, and you have to convince, you have to support as much as possible with your evidence, with your document, with your evidence. Proof of evidence is very important. So for every aspect, we begin with our journey. We begin as from St. Joseph's College of Commerce. We begin with our journey to first and foremost. It's a real experience. That's what I'm sharing my experience, real experience. Setting up the steering committee member. So the steering committee, headed by the senior professor, the steering committee headed by the senior professor of our institute, our college, maybe a dean, or maybe a registrar, maybe a senior HOD, maybe one. You better, you have to identify the person one well versed in this, the person well versed in the procedural aspects. Specifically, he or she should have a good knowledge on NAAC assessment and accreditation process, and also he or she should know about the colleges for college A to Z. She did know, she should know about the college very well, every aspect of the college, every data, every aspects of the information should able to give, he is able to justify it. So please please set up a kind of what you call steering committee team, steering committee. So that committee will steer the entire process of your SSR preparation. Not only just SSR preparation, even for peer team visit also, peer team visit also. So you have to set up first peer committee headed by senior professor. Under this committee, there are 7 criterion, right? So maybe all the steering committee members, probably you have to put what do you call all the senior members, maybe HODs, HODs and IQC coordinators, vice principals, dean, registrar. You put all the senior members in the steering committee member. Then the second tree, the second layer, create a kind of what do you call structural process flow for your criterion wise. Normally this process like goes this. Steering committee, the criterion member has to report to steering committee head, and the criterion committee member have maybe 5 or 6 members in a team. Each criterion, it depends on the criterion, criterion documentation collection team, evidence collection team, technical team. So you have to decide the length and volume of the data record, and accordingly you decide the number of persons involved in the NAAC criterion team. Okay, 7 criterion team you have to create. Mostly you have to keep head of the criterion team as a senior member. That is very important. Okay, then below the each team, maybe 5 members, 6 members, you have to set up. So this member directly report, the criterion team member directly report to the criterion head. Let's say for example, criterion 1 or criterion 3, research, publications and consultancy thing. So the team members as far as concerned with the collection of the team, you have bifurcated team members from each criteria, third criteria. So one can concentrate writing a QLM, quantitative matrix. One can maybe one member dedicatedly to collect the data from different departments, QNM. One member can collect the data from evidence from each department. One member can create a link or link for link creation connected with uploading of data. So accordingly you plan within the criterion team. You identify the criterion team members, and you split and you delegate the work among the from the members. That's the second layer. Third layer, evidence. We have a core committee for only evidence collection. We have set up a dedicated what do you call a computer, or 2 3 computers, dedicated computers to preserve the data, collect the data. 5 members exclusively evidence collection. Documentation process. This documentation process include technical aspects. So let's say creation sometime in the matrix, you have to create a hyperlink. You have to create a hyperlink and you have to post information. And each layer, let's say one criterion layer, internship data. So every internship you have to create hyperlink. For every student you have to create internship link, internship completion certificate you have to upload. So evidence team mainly focus on criterions wise evidence collection. If it is criterions one, data collection on pedagogical system or curriculum design and development, the process flow. So sometimes you have to draft and design the process flow, or how the curriculum design and development takes place in your organization, in your department, in your college. So what is the evidence that you are going to create? So skill related courses. So that you have to collect the evidence for this skill based programs or employability related programs. So course matrix. So every aspect you have to collect the information, and you have to store documentation preservation is another important process. So we have a documentation team, process flow. There is a process flow for documentation team also. Starting point and end point. So from the beginning to end, what are the process you have to follow? So collection of the data, preservation of the data, cross checking, cross examination, matching, mapping with your criterion head, assessment. Then if there is any deviation in the documentation process, and technical team will help us to develop and create a link for that. So this is the first layer, first real time experience, specifically update, drafting, update, so uploading of information. Right. As far as concerned with SSR is concerned, there are two companies, very well. Last 6 days, you have heard a lot of information about QLM, quantitative matrix, and quantitative matrix and qualitative matrix. Some of the area you have to justify, you have to write a justification. Let's say you have a let's say one question is speaks about whether the institution has have a quality benchmark, sexual harassment committee. Yes, you have to write the description. What is the process flow of the sexual harassment committee? What is the grievance redressal committee? How the grievance redressal committee process the applications? What are the nitty-gritty? What are the process flow? Every aspects you have to design the process flow. Sometimes instead of writing a theory, you can design and draft a kind of very informative infographics. So you have to, the technical team should be a very strong person. So one should have a kind of what you call design and developing infographics. Okay, so you have to convert those information, qualitative information. Sometimes you have to convert under quantitative in nature. So always don't give information, don't write information only on the quantitative. So try to, if you have as much as possible information in the qualitative aspect, try to convert those information into quantitative aspects. So that is very important as far as concerned with the what do you call documentation preparation process is concerned, right? Then we have a technical team. The technical team is very important. You have to identify the person one who good in designing creation of link hyperlink with NAC portal and institution portal. You know that there is a minimum slab limit. There is a minimum slab limit. If it is more than 5 mpbs, you have to up to 5 mpbs you have to update in the NAC portal. If it exceeding for more than 5 mpbs, you have to update the information on the college website. So there is a two different process of updating, linking the information. Sometimes you have just link the data with higher education institution, and you have to just give the hyperlink. So the landing page of the particular document should be linked with the NAC portal. So there are different classifications, there are different approaches you have to you have to follow specifically in the technical team. So I request the members of the IQAC and dean of IQAC or director of IQAC, please make ensure that your technical create a strong technical team. The technical team should know the what you call standard operating procedure. They have to read standard operating procedures of uploading the data, uploading the information, linking of the information, creating template. So you have to train your technical team, ask your technical team members to read the standard operating procedure thoroughly. They should well verse in all aspect of your aspects of uploading the data, both NAC website as well as institutional website. Sometime some document you have, as I said at the beginning, you have to directly upload the data in the college website. Some data you have to upload in the NAC portal or NAC portal. Okay, in the NAC portal, HEI portal, you have to do that. Then please don't as far as concerned that, since I am discussing the technical aspect, please don't depend on any third party uploading. So don't depend on any third party website to upload your data. So there is no business of depending on the third party uploading data. All the information should be captured within the institute and in our college website and your HEA website. NAC portal is, that is the one. These are the two areas you have to upload the data. Never ever upload the data on Google Drive. Okay, don't upload, don't enter any data, single data. Don't upload any data in the Google Drive is concerned. So you have to very careful specifically in the technical aspects. One, even we have experienced some technical glitches. Instead of uploading the data in one particular link, we have uploaded a different link. But after some time we are not able to figure out the data. Then after some time we came to know that the what do you call the requirement of the data is in a different format. So as far as concerned with the technical team is concerned, you thoroughly train the technical team. That is very important. If the technical team create problem, if the technical team not understand the concept very well, then the entire data set, but entire information that you're going to upload uploading the data in the HEA website as well as the institution website will be massive. You're going to face a lot of consequences. So uploading the data, be careful, identify the data, thoroughly check the data, thoroughly verify the data. Authenticated information has to be captured and updated. This is another important aspect of setting up the team. From the setting up the team to technical aspect is concerned. Then, so once, yes sir, we have now created document. Now document is uploaded in the college website and HEA website. Then once you finish the entire process, then we will get it then we will go for the institution. Sorry, NAAC will assign a partner. Okay, normally we call it as a DVV partner, and we call it as a DVV partner, data validation and data verification and validation partner. You can see in if you go through the what you call a standard operating SOP, standard operating procedure of NAAC RAF, revised assessment accreditation framework, assessment accreditation framework, you will find out the term DVV partner. Yes, maybe SSMRV college will have a different partner. Okay, maybe St. Joseph's College will have a different partner. The partner is nothing, the person one who validate the person one who validate our data. So this we don't know who is validating our data. The NAAC will assign the authorized person to validate your information. So that's the reason why when you upload the data, always you have to upload the truth truthfulness of your data is very important. Truthful of the data is very important as far as concerned with uploading the information is concerned. Okay, then once you upload the data, the DVV partner will start processing our information. So as far as concerned with our experience, real-time experience is concerned, so any point of any quantity, even they'll ask even from the quantitative data or quantitative QLM or QNM also, they will ask some clarification. Okay, if there is any, if there is doubtful cases, if there is any something is uh, wrong in the presentation of the data, the information is mismatching, the information not appropriate, the data data which you have uploaded is not as required by the NAAC, then you will be in trouble. So you will ask for clarification, you will ask for justification. So the DVB partner will go through the entire process of our application, and they will send one by one. The sometimes they'll send bunch of inquiry. So within the time frame, you have to answer, you have to justify, you have to clarify your justification. Okay, DVV, data validation, verification and validation. So that's a very important process. Once the DVB process is open, your IQC director or IQC coordinator, frequently you have to check your portal, your portal, NAAC portal, and maybe portal. We have to identify whether is there any, whether you have received any DVV clarification from your DVV partner. Okay, so corresponding document, that's what I want. Let's say whether the institution is recognized by UGC 2F12B status. If yes, you have to classify you have to upload those information. Instead of uploading those, if you upload some other data, eh, the entire process will be cancelled. So when you see the question, understand the question properly, understand, justify the answer with the question, and give a proper justify, proper corresponding what you call document to the particular matrix. Let's say how many courses you offered for skill related courses, how many central sensitization program you conducted in the in last 5 years. So when you say the how many sensitization program and gender equality program, you have to, you know, what is the meaning of gender sensitization program, you know what is the meaning of your employability skill related course. So you have to identify those courses, and you have to mark and you have to upload the data in the portal. That is very, that's what normally DVV clarification is out for, the clarification from the DVV. So first and foremost, you should understand the question raised by the DVV partner, and and you have to just you have to justify your answer with thorough what do you call thorough information, and thorough documentation is very important. Your response for your responsible answer is very important, specifically for DVV queries concern. So within, they normally they'll give 24 hours time within the 24 hours time, you have to justify, you have to clarify your doubts. Otherwise, the entire process will be nullified. You will lose the marks. So as far as concerned with the DVO, as soon as you submit your SSR, within 2 months time, you will, within 45 days time, you will get the DVV clarification. So be prepare for the DVV clarification and justification is concerned. So right. So what are the normally expect? What are the not, as far as concerned with our institution is concerned, they normally they clarify some of the areas of, on clarification on student placement. So students placement, how many students are placed in the respective period of time. They'll ask for corresponding document. They randomly pick they'll randomly ask for one particular student's placement order or job appointment order. So sometimes they'll ask for one, randomly they'll pick the one particular faculty member's qualification. We have received a couple of DVB query from faculty members' qualifications, experience of the experience qualification of faculty members' qualification and experience. They'll ask for what is qualification, in the sense the highest qualification of the faculty members on the NET exam. Probably they'll ask for some clarification on a PhD program, whether it's part-time and full-time. So they clarify that you have to give a proper justification for your for that query. That's what the corresponding document is very important. That's the reason why normally what we have done, we have created one dedicated team to justify all DVV clarification, all DVV queries, data verification and validation team. We have created one dedicated team. The main duty of this particular team to take care of clarification and uploading corresponding document to the matrix. Okay, so truthfully you have to, that's what I told, truthfully you have to submit, and the representation the corresponding representation document as required by the data, you have to submit. Let's say sometime the last, you have to fill Excel sheet. Normally they'll give Excel some of the quantitative data, you have to fill in the Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet they've clearly mentioned that you have to support the document with the corresponding supporting document with the corresponding matrix. So let's say, how many publication is how many publication from the faculty members, not 5 years, how many from Scopus, how many from Web of Science, how many from UGC Catalyst. So you have, as a DVB partner, they want to send numbers. No, not just giving number is not enough. You have to take and you have to give a proper justification. How many publication from each journal, whether it's the journal is published in the Web of Science, Scopus or UGC Catalyst. So you have to give clear cut direction. There should be no room for any other what do you call clarification. Okay, you have to give a proper justification for your what we call document is concerned. So DVV, very careful when you justify, when you offer clarification and justification where the DVV is concerned, right? That is very important aspects of DVV clarification and justification. Yes, sir. So normally what are the expectation from the DVV query? That's what I've normally have explained. You will explain. It depends on the. I'm not saying only you will get the DVV query only from this area. So sometimes they'll ask the qualification of the qualification of faculty members. Sometimes they'll ask for publication details, IPR, patent right, intellectual property right, patent right. Sometimes they'll ask for faculty members what you call citations. Sometimes they'll ask for faculty member research project funding, research projects. Sometimes they'll ask for achieve this any achievement the faculty members, national and international achievements, national award. So normally they'll ask, they clarify, these are the areas. Normally they'll ask the clarification. These are, so keep ready these documents. These are the areas. Keep the justification ready, and also keep the document ready in one particular dedicated unit. Okay, what we have done is in our college as an experience sharing. So we have set up a one particular unit or one particular computer in the computer department. We have set aside 3 to 4 what do you call four system for technical persons, one head. So the head is role is to maintain the entire documentation and preservation of the data in one particular locality. Anybody, when I say anybody, the top paper steering committee members, IQ's director or principal can access the data in only that particular area. So other members not allowed to access this particular access the particular facilities. So you can also create a kind of one particular center, one particular data preservation center, technical center. You can create, you can you can upload, you can create a folder wise what do you call preservation of data, folder wise data and documentation also. So that it is very easy to identify, easy to locate your information. And also sometime if DBB queries also comes in, so you can discuss with discuss with the criterion head, and you can discuss with the criterion head and clarify the doubts with the criterion head and members. And finally you have to authenticate the data, authenticate the information, then you can justify, clarify the DBB query. So as far as concerned with the DBB query, set up one particular department, one particular team of members, dedicated team of members to send justification or clarification queries only on DBB. Then second important aspect, you have to create one central documentation center. What we have done it in our college, we have set up a one particular central, one particular dedicated unit, wherein we have displayed all the department level data, also display department data, documentation files also we preserve it one particular area called central data, yes, repository in institution. Both you can display those information the central repository, so it is easy to access that. Even during that peer time visit also, it is very easy, where you can show the all the institutional wise data and the department. Some of the data you can keep it in the department, some of the data, important data, you can keep it in the central depository center, where you can display all the information. That is also, you can we tried this particular practices and it works out very well. So my request, if possible, if the institution is big, or if the institution, even for big, doesn't matter, big or small institution, so you try create one centralized depository center, centralized documentation center. This is not just only for this center is not just only created only for NAAC purpose. You can continue after the NAAC purpose also. You can continue with the same process. That's why I'm saying this experience. So every now and then, let's say, even a collection of the data, publication data from the faculty members. So maybe HOD has to collect the data from the faculty members. The respective HOD is in charge to collect the data. So then he or she has to hand it over the data to the IQC department or research center. So if you create a centralized documentation center in your college, probably one person you can appoint. We have appointed one dedicated person to collect the data, preserve data as per the NAAC model. Okay, criterion, yes, if it is criterion 1, teaching, learning, pedagogy. So what are the changes in the pedagogical, what are the changes in the curriculum design? So if it is criterion 3, what is the change, what are the publications? So as soon as the faculty member publishes the respective faculty members has to report to the respective the data center, and they have to give the publication details. The reprint of the publication has to give. Let's say if I'm present a paper in one international conference, as soon as I finish my presentation, I have to submit to claim the on duty. I have to give my entire entire detail about my presentation,
Excuse
and
me.
certificate also I have to give it to
Sir,
the
excuse me,
respective
sir.
center.
Sir,
Yes.
excuse me, sir. Your slide is not moving, sir. It's not moving.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Fine, fine. So
Thank you, sir.
that is how you have to create a kind of depository process in the institution is concerned, right? These are the learning experience as far as concerned with our learning experience for preparation of SSR, documentation of central documentation unit, creating evidence team, creating dedicated team for DVV query and clarification, justification of the data with the DVV queries, and the second important aspect is evidence creation. So this is mammoth task. So you have to run pillar to post. If you have a proper system in the organization, you need not to worry about the collection of information. But provided if you have a proper system to capture the data, that's what I just finished telling about collection of the information from the each faculty members. So you maybe probably from your ERP, you can design, you create a NAC portal, a NAC model to capture the data. Maybe data centralized data unit can collect the data from the each faculty members. So that process will simplify entire activity of your data collection. Then this process is very mammoth process. You need to appoint, you need to create a strong team for evidence collection, be it hard copy or maybe soft copy of the data. So the requirement of NAC when you upload the, as that's what I've told in the beginning, b- below 5 mpbs you have to upload the data in the college website, above in the HE website, and above sorry, below 5 mbps you have to upload the data in the NAC. If it is above 5 mbps you have to upload the data in your college website. Then you have to create space for uploading the data, specifically for SSR uploading, for scanning of the data, uploading the data, creating templates. So this is not an easy task. You have to train your employee, you have to train your faculty members, you have to train your subject, specifically your technical people. So how to scan it, even for scanning of the data is very very important. You have to very legibly, you have to scan that information. If it is PDF, there is a specification whether if it is PDF, you have to scan the data and you have to convert the data into PDF and JPEG format. So that's the reason why every members in the steering committee, every members, literally every faculty members in the college should know top to bottom of standard operating procedure, SOP. There are SOPs, there are standard operating procedures for uploading of your information. There is a specification for uploading of information. If it is a JPEG image, if it is PDF image, you have to download, you have to create that as per the specific requirement, and then only the machine will accept it. Then only the HEA portal, then only NAC portal will accept it. Even one, if it is 500 words, even if exceed 502 501, you will not accept the document. So evidence collection, creation of evidence collection is very important. Evidence scanning is very important. And as well as concerned with the what you call evidence uploading the data, evidence uploading the information in the portal, specifically in the college portal. You have to better, my suggestion is you have to create a criterion wise evidence collection. Okay. So evidence collection from one criterion, second, 1 2 3 7, up to 7 criterion wise. If it is probably you have to classify if the document is available, identify where the document is located, identify. If the document is not available, you have to search for where the document is available. Sometime you forgot to scan the document, maybe let's say for example data about aided faculty members. Sometime you would update the data in the respective SR books. Sometime for faculty members attended FIB, faculty improvement program, or they have attended some program with HRDC, human resource development refresher program. So you may not find out those information in the IQC center. Sometimes you have to find out those information in the SR book of the respective faculty members for aided professors. So that's what you have to identify, locating the location of data, and identify the location of the information, and collect the information. As soon as you collect the data, you, as per the requirement of NAC, you convert the data and you have to preserve the data in the respective place. That's very important. Okay, then saving the file, that's very important. Saving the file as per the criterion order. Okay, that's what we have normally done it in our SSR process, uploading process. Criterion wise file. Even for evidence team also, you can uh, create a team for evidence criterion 1 2 3 4, like that, 7 criterion head you can create. So if it is creating link for a hyperlink, let's say some of the area you have to create a hyperlink. So you, when you create the hyperlink, so you have to develop, you have to create a kind of hyperlink with the HA institution, or probably with the NAAC portal where you want to create. So the hyperlink has to be created. So when you create the hyperlink, make consider the hyperlink should have a specific requirement of requirement as prescribed by the NAAC. So sometime you have to upload the data offline website. Sometime you have to verify the data, then you can move those offline data into online. So template you have to create, and you have to finally host the entire information, both hard copy and soft copy. Whatever scanned the copy has to host it in the college website. Sometime you host it in you have to host it in the college website, and you have to fine tune exactly where you want to host those information, which category you want to host the information. And that is very important. And very importantly, scanning resolution is very important. Don't scan the don't scan the data acceptably, scan the data without very poor quality. So when you scan the data, keep high resolution. If I say the not heavy high resolution, as far as concerned with the data, your the visibility of your information, visibility of the file should be very clear. So scanning resolution, preview, normally you have to preview the entire information, then you can go for saving of information. Okay, so that's very important. As soon as once you finish the entire process, and sometime you have to merge the data, last 10 years data you have to merge it, last 5 years data you have to merge with same template. So without disturbing the template, you have to merge the data. So you know how to merge the information. That's what every aspect, the evidence team, evidence collection team, website evidence uploading team should know the nitty-gritty of standard operating procedures. So both hard copy and soft copy, both hard and soft copy should be validated and approved by the competent authorities. Don't upload any data without approval of IQC director or IQC coordinator, dean or principal, vice principals. So the double check, triple check before uploading the data, validate the data, and data can be uploaded in the respective website. If it is website, you can upload the website, college website. If it is NAAC portal, you have to create a link, and you have to update the information and the NAAC portal. Okay, then sometime what happen, you have to create a kind of what you call hosting it, final hosting. Sometime in local you have to hosting it. Normally in the technical computer department, people will know whether you how to host the data in the local host, and how to host the data in the NAAC portal. So local hosting, final hosting, there is a difference. But you can explain what document should be hosted in the local, and what document has to be hosted in the institution website, and as well as the link with NAAC portal. So this process is very important process, specifically evidence collection is concerned. Okay, then another important aspect, specifically as far as concerned with peer team visit is concerned. So you have uploaded the data, DVV is over, then you're now expected your PTV, peer team visit is expect any time to validate your information. So that is very important. Okay, so as soon as you got the information from the your IQC coordinator, and maybe your principal will get the information about when the peer team visit is peer team is visiting your college. So once you get the information from peer team's tentative date, you have to gear up for the peer team visit, peer team visit. So what you have to do? So you have to create, as I said at the beginning, department wise preparation you have to do. So IQAC coordinator, presentation of the IQAC coordinator, one presentation with the IQAC coordinator, a principal has to do one presentation, and if it is then respective department heads have to create, have to give presentation, and librarian has to present one presentation, have to do one presentation. So no, almost all the key department, all admin, all academic department heads has to prepare with their respective presentation. So what are the things you are normally keeping in mind when you prepare the presentation? Okay, so normally when you go for the presentation, so whatever data you have captured, whatever data you have already uploaded in the SSR, capture those information. So don't add, don't delete, or don't addition, deletion is not advisable. So let's say sometime what happened, uh, year 2020 21, up to 2020 your assessment period is, your validation is over, your assessment validation is over. Now your peer team visits, peer team visits your organization 22 23. Sometime if possible you can create one particular slide or one particular document where you can update the information beyond your assessment period, the additional data. That is also possible. You can create one particular dedicated folder or one or two slides with the updated information. You can do that. Okay, one. Then you have to prepare a schedule for the tentative schedule for your what you call peer team visit, consultation with your HOD, professor, and you have to create a peer team visit. So on the campus, once the peer team visits your campus, you have to create, you have to develop what you call what you call a campus visit. Normally they'll visit the TP visit, visit the campus in and around campus too. So you have to create one dedicated place where the centralized, you even if the centralized center document center is possible, you can display those documents department wise or criterion wise. So better you can display your display your documents in criterion wise from 1 to 7, and other criterions like other information like placement, students achievement, publication, department publications, okay, and even institution publications, okay, extension activity. You can set aside one particular area, one particular hall where you can display very nicely with the photograph, and with the proper evidence you can display it. Okay, this is the another important aspect during the time of your peer team visit in the institution. The even campus visit also very you have to neatly you have to arrange, proper arrangement has to be made, and proper direction also, you have to keep all the directions, placards, all those things you have to take care. Okay, so for this peer team visit on day 1 and day 2 also, you can set up one particular dedicated team to take care of the entire campus tour, documentation, display and documentation. One team you can dedicate, you can prepare one team for presentation of collection and collecting the PPTs from all the heads of the department, principal and IQAC coordinator. You can preserve those information, one dedicated so one dedicated computer, and you can train only one person to display all those presentation during the peer team visits. So, and finally exit meeting, and also you can exit meeting with the peer team members. So one members or one or two members can exclusively to take care of the exit meeting with the peer team members. So with this after exiting meeting, so if you the process of your PTM peer team visits will gets over. So these are the learning experience, what I've learned from our institution to prepare for the SSR preparation, peer team preparation. After peer team preparation, declaration of results also, you have to post peer team visit. You have to think about more about how to create the benchmark, even how to develop the gap and benchmark also. You have to do it. Don't stop it only the peer team is visits over when the grade is announced. To after grade is announced also, you have to, even there are suggestion recommendation with the peer team members during the visits. So normally in the exit, normally once the score is declared, once the rank is once the score is declared, so normally we'll get the principal will IQC coordinator principal will get the observation. So what observation suggestions from the peer team member. So you have to work towards to achieve those observation, to keep your institution ready, to keep your institution ecosystem more and sustainable. So that's how you have to prepare your institution to face a peer team visit in the institution. Okay, peer team visit for the NAAC assessment and accreditation. Okay, so with this I will stop here. This is my information, my email ID and contact number. If you need any clarification, you can always write to me to this email ID, and if you want to contact me over the phone, you are most welcome. You can contact me. I can give some input, whatever I learned from this exercise. I can give back to the institution where if you want to implement these best practices to become a benchmark for higher education institution in the respective field. So thank you so much for your patient listening. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate once again for the organizers to host this particular event. I thank Professor Gogul and Professor Padma for giving this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts and learning. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. I will take up
Thank you, sir.
some of the questions if you need.
Amar sir, we will share it across, sir. Sir, your email ID and mobile number, sir. If you could put in the
1 minute, 1 minute. Sorry.
no worries, sir. You can put in the chat box so that
I will share it. I will take up some of the questions if you have.
participants, please do ask any questions. Need not restrict yourself to any of the criterias, because this is a very general session. Now that you have gone through all the criterias, any question that you have regarding any of those, sir will be able to take up those questions. Either you can use a chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask.
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Amar.
Yes, sir. Please. Good
Good evening,
evening.
Amar sir. Please ask your question, sir.
Sir, can you give idea about the AAA how to
Which
form
one,
in the
sir?
college, sir?
Triple
AAA.
administrative, academic and administrative audit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you have a TQM? NAC, not NAC. What do you call? This is, I forgot this name. IQAC team. Yes, sorry, IQAC core team.
Yes, sir. We have IQC code team here.
Okay, so you have all the HODs in the team,
Yes,
dean,
sir.
HODs, and librarian, and one
Yes, sir. Yes,
representative.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So what you have to do to conduct administrative, it's really very important for every institution. Every year you have to conduct AAA,
Yes.
administrative and
Academic.
academic audit. So administrative audit, say for example, suppose you want to conduct administrative audit for accounts department, let's say. Okay, so you can invite the people from those who are well versed in the academic field, specifically in the superintendent of top colleges, top ranked colleges, even NAAC accredited colleges. You can invite them to conduct some kind of administrative audit, financial and administrative audit in the audit in the accounts department. And even some of the process flow, you can identify some of the, you can adopt some of the process flow of your administrative department, or even some of the process flow of documentation of your financial aspects. Even for the financial aspect, NAC also asks for some of the documents. So if you conduct the administrative audit, each department, administrative department, let's say library department, one library, there is administrative department. There is a one dedicated department for office superintendent filing of information. Convocation, there is a one department. There is a finance department. So you can identify a good person to set up to collect the data from your department. First you have to collect the data. First you have to collect the feedback from the administrative department, those administrative department, and you pass on to those information with the desired people, the people on who wants to conduct the administrative department. They will go through the process flow of your institution. They'll come and deliver, they'll come and give some kind of input to how to improvise your departments. That's why you can do administrative. An academic department specifically, we normally conduct academic audit. When I say the academic audit, being an autonomous college, we normally conduct academic audit on curriculum design and development. We'll invite people from corporate, we'll invite people from other top colleges, top NRF ranked colleges, top ranked NAC colleges to be the part of what I call board of study members, academic members, board of examiners. Normally they'll come and give some kind of input whenever they're in the campus. Whenever there is a meeting, they'll invite them. They'll assess and evaluate our curriculum, evaluate our assessment pattern of our examination pattern, evaluation mechanism. They do a lot of homework. So before that, we will send the information to those people. They will evaluate our pattern. They'll come and give some kind of quality benchmark, whatever best practice they're doing in the respective institution. Also they'll come and show this, and they'll come and demonstrate their best practices. Some of the best practice what we learn from other colleges also. That's what we practice it in our college. And we have one more practice in our college. We have exam department audit. Since being our college is autonomous college, we normally do examination department audit every year in the month of April or in the month of May. We normally conduct examination department. They'll expertise examination expertise from other controller of examination from the universities, from top colleges like Loyola Chennai, St. Xavier's Calcutta, Mumbai St. Xavier's. Even local St. Joseph's College, some other colleges also they'll come. Even from colleges from Coimbatore, Chennai, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, will invite the people from different parts of the world. They'll different parts of the country. They'll come and evaluate our process of examination. Even they'll evaluate even they will evaluate check our question paper also. Okay, so a lot of things goes in this administrative audit, administrative and academic audit.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. If you need any help, you're most welcome. I can help you to identify some of the good person to conduct administrative and academic audit for your institute anytime.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's a question from Madam Tanuja V. We are asked to prepare a calendar of events for each criteria. Can you please throw some light on this?
Calendar of events for each criteria.
Madam, I think you may have to unmute yourself. Probably the question is not very clear.
Yes. Calendar of events for the IQAC is, we know. Calendar of events for the entire institution, you know how to prepare and how to go about
good
it.
evening, sir.
Yes.
Very good evening, sir. Myself Tanuja. Recently, we have completed cycle 2, and we have also uploaded AQAR after the second cycle. Now, recently, our new coordinator had asked us to prepare a calendar of events for each criteria. So, I am heading criteria 2. They've asked us to prepare a calendar of events, like how in next 6 months, how do you going to plan your criteria? Like what are the activities you would like to conduct within your criteria, and like that we have to prepare a calendar of event. So I still not prepared, I'm yet to prepare. So if you give me some guidelines, it will be helpful for me. This is what they have asked us.
Okay. So this is very simple, ma'am. Say, for example, what is your criteria?
Mine is second criteria, sir. Teaching and
Second,
learning evaluation.
TLP, teaching and learning practices,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So let's say, suppose you want to conduct a FDP program on teaching, learning, pedagogy. So innovativeness in the teaching method. So you can plan the series of event that even will provide a kind of hands-on training program for your faculty members, not just only teaching, learning, pedagogy. Even say, for example, suppose you want to identify your college is autonomous college or affiliated colleges
It is
college.
affiliated to Bangalore University.
It is affiliated Bangalore. Then there is one bottleneck in this process. Autonomous colleges have the freedom to go beyond their expectations normally. To even say, for example, evaluation of your curriculum, pedagogy or curriculum. You can train, you can design your own curriculum, autonomous colleges. But whereas in the affiliated colleges, you have to follow only what prescribed the parent university. There is no scope for innovativeness in the specifically in terms of curriculum and its design. But you can go beyond this level also. Say there is a one set of information, one 5 module, 6 module in a particular program. Let's say take example of human resource management. So only 5 modules in the human resource basic concept. You can teach the students also human resource management, how the human resource management in the current business world. Let's say you can teach human resource management and analytics. You can teach your students on human resource management and artificial intelligence. You can conduct some of the program to equip your students the latest trend, the latest current scenario of the business world. So you can think, you can identify the gray area of your institute where you want to imbibe skill, employability, a skill or professional development for your faculty members. Identify those areas and match those area, identify those areas and conduct some kind of events on the respective area. That's what calendar of events, as far as concerned, my knowledge is concerned. So you can conduct, you can identify those events, you can conduct those events also.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, there's a question from Dr. Hamela. It says, if students have obtained certificate from Infosys Springboard, TCS ION, NPTEL certificate, where we need to include those? Do we include in criteria 2 or criteria 5?
You have to check the criteria, madam. You have to check the requirement of each parametrics. So metrics, you identify the metrics. If the metrics, this document is more appropriate to show it in the criterion 2, you can identify. That's the reason why you have to understand the metrics, nature of the metrics, understand the question and answer this question. If the question is, if this question says how many students how many students registered for professional courses from NPTEL certificate courses, TCS, how many students qualified with the professional certification from other professional body, you can blindly you can give. So my suggestion is that kindly read the matrix question, understand the question, and you can answer the question. If the supporting document is good enough to support the both criteria 2 and 5, nothing wrong. You can update both places.
Thank you, sir. I think that answers the question. Any other questions before we formally close the session? Before we form and anybody has anything to be shared with regard to the feedback or overall, please feel free to type it in the chat box, or in a couple of minutes probably, if any of you want to share your experience. You have been associated with us for almost a week now. For a week now, not almost, for a week. We started last Wednesday. So anything is there, you could please share with us. Probably it's the first time that you have done such a 7-day seminar. So I'm sure there could be a lot of areas of improvement that we need to work on. So unless you tell us, we'll not come to know about it. Okay. I think if there's nothing, we will.
Sir, good evening.
Amar sir, please go ahead.
First of all, I'm thankful for SSMRV for conducting 7 days. I think all the 7 days it was a good oriented for me. Then it was eye-opening for me also. Why? Because I did my 3 AQR and I want to submit my SSR. Most of the doubts have been cleared now. So thank you for the entire team of SSMRV. Thank you.
Thank you, Amar sir. We are really honored. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll then conclude the session formally. So first and foremost, with regard to today's session, thank you, Raja sir. It was a wonderful opportunity for having connected with you. It's basically, I mean, I know it's a very it's a Herculean task to kind of compile a lot of information with regard to all the 7 criteria, assimilate the thoughts within 1.5 hours, and then put it across. And your thought process was extremely informative, and I think it's a wonderful job that you have done. Thank you so much for amidst all your busy. Thank you, sir. I think we have been connected with each other with regard to, because we have been sending all the videos with regard to the previous session, so that we'll be able to kind of connect as to what exactly is to be spoken on the last day, the concluding day. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you all the participants for today, and please give me a couple of minutes, because we'll not be doing justice if I don't thank a set of people who have been associated with us right from the time we started this event, right from the thought which came in. Basically, the ball started rolling from the mid of 2022 when we first approached NAAC with regard to this idea of conducting a 7-day webinar. So with that, we approached the NAAC team, and we met the NAAC coordinators. And the person who we need to thank from NAAC is Dr. Leena Gahane. In fact, she was the one who approved our proposal to associate with NAAC. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank who was also our chief guest for the function that we had the first day. So in absentia, I thank Dr. Leena Gahane, who is the Deputy Advisor of NAAC. And we had a general section by Dr. B.S. Madhukar, who is a former advisor of NAAC, and who's also the external member of IQAC of SSMRV College. So thank you so much, sir, for having had a general session on the day 1. The session was institutional approach towards NAAC accreditation. Thank you, Madhukar, sir. And then we had day 2, criteria 1, we had curricular aspects by Dr. Deepak Jarolia, who's a professor and IQAC head from the Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking us through criteria 1. Then we had criteria 2 by Dr. T. Siddhaya, who was a former registrar of SV University, Tirupati. He elaborated on criteria 2 on day 3. Thank you, sir. A wonderful session indeed. And we had Dr. Shamsingh Inda, the assistant advisor from NAAC, who spoke about research, innovation, and extensions on day 4. And we had criteria 5, which is 4 and 5 by Dr. S. Srinivasa, who is a deputy advisor of NAAC, who spoke on infrastructure and learning resources and student support and progression. Thank you, sir. And we had, again, yesterday we had session by Madhukar sir again, criteria 6 and 7. And he again, wonderful session again, sir. Thank you so much. And I thank all the participants, heads of institutions, deans, former registrars, people from the academic fraternity, IQAC coordinators, members, heads from across. We had about 444 registrations, and every day we had more than about 150 to 200 people participating. Amidst all your academic priorities, you have given so much of importance for NAAC, and having taken our session seriously, you've attended this. From the bottom of our heart, from the team of SSMRV, we thank all the participants who have joined us across. I also thank our in-house participants, heads of various departments, coordinators, IQAC, everybody from all the participants. So now it's my responsibility to thank all the people who made it possible. It is the organizing team, basically. So let me thank our organizing team, which is our principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir, who's always the initiator behind such events. The moment we said that we need to do it, he had nothing else to say but say, yes, let's go ahead with it. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being a pillar of support to us uh, for conducting this event. I also thank our director, ma'am, Dr. Geeta, who has always supported us for this initiative. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me thank our coordinator, Dr. M.S. Nagraj sir, who's the IQAC coordinator and head of Department of Commerce, for having handheld us for each and every step that we have taken towards this initiative. Thank you, sir. I think without your support, probably we would not have steered it the way we were supposed to do it. Thank you so much. I thank our organizing team of consisting of Mr. Satish MD, who's a member of IQAC and who's Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Mr. Yellappa M, again from the Department of Commerce, Mr. Shivkumara N from the Department of Commerce, Mrs. Shakila MK from the Department of Commerce, Mrs. Vidya UJ, Dr. Padma C, Ms. Smita GL from the Department of English, Mr. Arun Kumar R from the Department of Commerce, and Mr. Sanket Diwan from the Department of BBA. With this, we come to the end of this 7-day webinar, but please don't. This is not the end of the session, because SSMRV always comes up with one or the other events coming up. So thank you each and everyone. With this, we move on to our next task, which is on the 10th of February at 3:30. We have a budget session. We have a budget session organized by the Department of Commerce, Unnati. That's a platform for student and faculty development. It is the resource. It's a national level webinar that we are organizing. Impact of Union Budget 2023 on the middle income group. It's an initiative by AQAC, and the resource person is CA Sumit H. Raja, who is a chartered accountant and who's an alumni of SSMRV College. Please stay connected in the same group that we are in, the NAAC seminar group. I will just change the name to the budget group. I'm sure budget is something which interests most of us. I've sent the link already to you. Please join the group with link. Please register for the event. Okay. And the second thing that we need to understand is today's certificate. I've sent the feedback link to both the WhatsApp group and also to the chat box. I'll also do one more thing, just in case people are not able to participate today or whatever reasons. I will mail across the certificate. I'll mail across the link to all of you through the registered email ID, so that none of you miss it. Please ensure that you generate the certificate by we are sitting on 9. No, we need to give some time. Okay, by tomorrow. Please ensure, because after that we need to work on the next certificate. That's the reason. Please ensure that you generate the certificate within the next 24 hours. If you're not able to generate it, please let us know. We'll be able to help you out with this. Okay, with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Gokul sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, for budget session, can I include our students of 4 to 5, the final students for this session?
Sir, this is open for everybody, sir. It's not just for faculties. If you see the registration form, it is even students can register. No problem.
Okay.
One of the option given is a student also. They can click on that and register. I'm sure that final year students will be much interested. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry if my talk was a bit long, because I wanted to do justice to everybody who has been associated with us at each and every level of this. And as usual, we will send the recording on YouTube today. Thank you everyone. Have a nice evening.